What's up, y'all? I know a lot of you guys have seen my post recently of Caleb, that video portrait, and a lot of you guys have been asking me what lens am I using. So I'm actually going to talk about that whole setup. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty unique to Z cams or any cameras that can de-squeeze vertically. Yeah. I picked the best day to wear a sweater, the hottest day this week to wear a sweater. It was cold this morning. Anyway, so big shout out to Tito from Anamorphic on a Budget. In case you don't know who he is, he's been on YouTube for a couple years now, and he's done every which way of trying to get Anamorphic on in an affordable budget for your filmmaking. And so he's reviewed high-end stuff, he's reviewed low-end stuff, DIY, anamorphic setups. So him and I have been kind of going back and forth for the last month or so, but I've been a fan of his work for the longest. A lot of his reviews I trust his opinion, especially when I was diving into anamorphic myself. Now I've pretty much been only using SLR Magic anamorphic lenses, from the adapters all the way to the PL and the Micro Four Thirds mounts. But in this case, we went back and forth, and he was super nice to send me his isoscope. What is this called? The isoscope 1.5 anamorphic, and this is a rehoused version from Maxiscope. So this is the isoscope Maxiscope 36 1.5 anamorphic, and I have it paired with my pop in here. Oh, look at that. So I have here my Helios 44-2. I got this off of Etsy actually. So I have the Helios here, which is great because the back of this threaded mount is 52, I believe. So this threads right in, and I have this incredible setup. Now, the unique thing that a lot of you noticed, obviously we all know about the Helios. Let me zoom back out. Obviously we all know about the Helios 44-2 and this iconic look that it has, a swirly bokeh. And a lot of people use this as a spherical anamorphic lens, so you can help cross that bridge with without having all the characteristics anamorphic, but having a swirly bokeh and distortion. Whew, I don't always want to have the typical look when it comes to anamorphic. I could try to dive into different things, different looks, to help my films, my short projects, my unique aesthetic kind of develop my taste. And so what I've done and what I've been seeing from a few filmmakers, not a whole lot on YouTube or anything like that, but what's nice about this housing is that this rotates. And so I've rotated this housing to be horizontal. Now, follow me. With anamorphic, typically you want your oval, whatever be 1.33, 1.5, 1.8, 2.0, to be vertical. So you have the traditional 2:3:9 cinescope aspect ratio, and that's completely fine. It's always that look that you want to kind of get. But I love filming in 3:2 or 4:3 or any kind of square format 1:1, but I want it to have a much more organic textural feel. So I've toyed with this before, but I've really seen more of this from I forget his name, but he runs a camera store out in Germany, I believe, and he shoots on a Canon Infinity. I'll put his name here, but I saw some of his footage that he's been shooting with the Mavo LF from Canon Infinity, and he's rotated his lens to make vertical anamorphic portraits basically, and I love that aesthetic. It's so much more character. It's super unique. It's not what you normally see because a lot of the bokeh is going horizontally and then the flares are going vertically, so a lot of things that you might not like, but man, I really love that look. Now here's a good example. I have this pointed upwards towards the sun a little bit, and you can see how it's starting to swirl. Now yes, the Helios has this effect, and it's best to do this on full frame because now you can see where the edges start to bow and start to curve. But with this setup, it kind of just amplifies that look even more. And it's really cool because once you understand the squeeze factor of 1.5, they had to do a little bit of math for me, but it keeps the subject or the portrait that you're filming relatively undistorted. It's really fascinating. But of course, once you get to the edges or to the upper part of the frame, you get the distortion. It pulls the subject out a little bit more. It gives more depth into the background. I just love the way it looks. As I'm doing the screen recording on my phone, what some of the flaring might look like. So you can see here as I pan back and forth a little bit, there's a vertical streak. Now, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people won't like that. And if you're careful, if this is for like an aesthetic for a short film, you can get away with that. You can not show certain lights directly hitting it. But if you want that look, go for it. Heck yeah, go for it. But man, it is quite unique. It is quite beautiful. And it's just, you don't get a look like this with regular spherical lenses or regular like anamorphic. So it's really just something to kind of marvel at and use as a specialty tool. So I'm all about finding tools and looks, not just by LUTs or not just by the camera sensor, because all camera sensors nowadays are super high end. So it's really about what lenses are you putting in front, what unique things are you doing in front of the lens, in front of the sensor, to get a unique look that's different, that stands out. Of course, your story is the main thing, the main importance of whatever you're filming, but how are you going to convey that story with certain elements? I love watching Terrence Malick films. He uses super wide angle lenses, gets up right to your face or to the subject's face and just immerses you. And typically that's like breaking the rules of filmmaking. But who cares? It works for his story. It works for what he was trying to achieve. This wide angle lens up to the subject's face, immersing the context behind them, and it's beautiful. I highly recommend watching a few essays on Terrence Malick. I'll actually drop them in the description below. So I'm actually, let's get light there, whatever. From this point, I'm actually going to let some B-roll roll, just showing you how this looks. Again, experiment, create what you love, create aesthetic for yourself. This is my journey on building a philosophy about filmmaking and how I want things to look, how I want things to go. If you got any questions, comment below. So I'm done talking. Enjoy. Look dope, man. Let me go to the side real quick. Alright y'all, so these cool guys allowed me to film them. Randomly, a stranger just walking. We're all in the river earlier, so say what's up. Hey. Thanks again, everybody. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Keep riding, y'all. All right. Thank you. Deuces. Deuces. Sheesh. Cool.